Welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect 2. We are going to be heading on to another mission. This is the Jacob loyalty mission. And by completing this mission, I will earn Jacob's loyalty, as you do with any of the other characters. What you gotta do here is you find the planet, but you have to search for the wreckage of the ship of Jacob's father's ship. What you do is by a normal search like you do with the minerals and the elements and stuff, which I'm doing right now. But you'll notice a little pointer inside the cursor there. And what you do is you follow it until you find... there we go. Now, that white bubble there, that's where the wreckage is. And you have to send
Research
probe.
Element 0 is used for bioamp and omni-tool upgrades, which allow squad members who have biotic and tech powers to be much more effective.
Yay. We got some element 0. Okay, then we're going to go land. Now, because this is Jacob's loyalty mission, you have to bring him along. But for the other characters, I'm going to take Tali. Tali's the newest character, and we want to see how she works.
I have run a scan of the ship. I detect no life signs, but there may be useful technology or information still inside.
There it is, and mostly intact. They could have survived impact, but it's been years.
Yep, there's the wreckage.
Looks like it was stripped after the crash.
How can you tell from here?
Tried to get a beacon up as soon as possible.
Anymore. We've done horrible things to the crew. The conditions they're in, they don't understand what we're doing to them. Distract them for 2 seconds and they forget what you did before the bruises show. It's got to stop. I'm talking to the others as soon as...
Repeat, toxology alert. Danger of rapid neural decay. Local flora chemically incompatible with human physiology.
From the look of it, this beacon's been here a while. Why would they wait years to signal?
Pause in beacon protocol. 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours. Pause is recorded as record deleted by acting captain Ronald Taylor.
That's not right. My father was first officer.
Ronald Taylor was promoted under emergency command protocols. Other flagged issues: unsafe deceleration, local food and neural decay, beacon activation protocols.
Who's in command of this ship? Where are the survivors?
Captain Harris Fairchild reported killed following unscheduled suborbital descent. First Officer Ronald Taylor promoted in-field to acting captain.
But where is he now?
The location of the remaining crew of the Hugo Gernsback is unknown. This beacon has been unattended for several maintenance cycles.
I assume unsafe deceleration refers to the crash. Give me the details.
Following an unspecified impact and sublight drive failure, the Hugo Gernsback made an unscheduled descent at 465% of theoretical recommended suborbital velocity. The Hugo Gernsback then decelerated at 782% of theoretical recommended approach velocity, sustaining significant damage to investment and crew.
Local food impairs brain functions? What are the effects?
Impairment of mental function due to chemical imbalance begins within 7 days of ingesting local flora, regardless of decontamination or preparation. Impact on higher cognitive abilities and long-term memory is cumulative, but significant within a standard month. It is not known if neural decay is permanent. Data collection was not completed.
Why wasn't the beacon activated before now?
This emergency beacon became functional after 358 days, 12 hours. Following the unscheduled suborbital descent of the Hugo Gernsback. Activation was triggered remotely after 8 years, 237 days, 7 hours, on the authority of Acting Captain Ronald Taylor. Pause in beacon protocol is recorded as record deleted.
Come on, let's get going.
Let's check the ship. My father had the beacon for almost 9 years. Maybe that neural decay affected him.
After 10 years, it must have.
Wasn't that some weird information? The ship crashed and they recovered the beacon after only a short time, but they didn't turn it on until recently. Also, the plant life has degenerative mental effects on people. So it's possible that all these people just ate too much of the food and lost their damn minds.
Can't expect the luxury of due process, but this isn't a military ship. Just bumping the command line up a notch doesn't work. Captain Fairchild knew this crew. His replacement doesn't command the same level of respect. I'm hoping the man has it in him. What was her name? Sarah? Suzanne? My God, I can't remember. I can't remember her face. We need to get out. So I can remember. Can think straight. They have to hurry.
There's not a whole lot in this ship to take care of or to do or to take. So we're going to have to move on. The beacon doesn't do us any good anymore, so we're going to move on now. And we're going to encounter another character right here.
You came from the sky? The leader said someone would come. He delayed for so long, but he still has power. Some have lost faith. The hunters. They will have seen your star. They will not let you help him.
Who are you? What was your rank on the Gernsback?
I can't think. The leader thinks for us and we serve. So we can go home. But some want to fight him. They were cast out. He exiled them. So they hunt his machines and those who help him. They don't believe that rescue will...
Watch out!
Hunters. They won't stop until the leader is dead.
Kill them! Agents of the liar! He will not escape!
We've been spotted.
Well, everybody's lost their damn minds. But they're not crazy, or at least not really that crazy. They've been eating the food, which causes them to kind of go stupid. And stupid people tend to...
These people didn't have neural decay. They're crazy.
My father wouldn't let this go on. Something is very wrong.
You killed them, but there are more every day. They want to fight, but I just want to go home.
She's lost. We need to find someone who can make sense of this. Strip for parts. Tech's wearing out. Those hunters must be laying on the pressure. Is that a settlement? They better be friendlier than the beach group. I need answers.
These people seem calm, but they're part of the same group as the ones that attacked us.
There aren't any men here. Maybe it affects genders differently. Makes males get violent?
That's possible, but the woman on the beach said the exiled ones came back as hunters.
It doesn't matter right now. One of these people must know what my father has to do with this.
You have his face. He promised to call the sky, but he sends nothing.
He forced us to eat, to decay. You are cursed with his face.
Not the best reaction to the family resemblance, Jacob.
Why would my father force his crew to eat toxic food? Whatever's happening here needs to stop.
Yeah, it's all starting to come together now, isn't it?
Stores. They've been eating only that toxic local food for who knows how long. Like that wasn't obvious enough.
Go away. You are like him. You will keep us here.
I can't talk to you.
Go away.
Go
you are
away.
like him. You will keep us here.
You will keep us here.
He keeps us. Protect. He is bad. He has a bad face like the other. Like him. You'll hurt me.
Okay. Things have obviously gotten a little screwy here. All these people not quite right in the head. Look like Jacob. And he looks like his father, apparently, so... They're like, he has the same face. What's going on here? Bad man, bad man. So it really seems like Jacob's father is at least in some way responsible for what's going on here, or at least I think he is.
His own crew to keep control? That's horrible.
Well, that would make them hate him. Maybe it was just for defense.
Please, here. You have his face. But you fight his machines. You might stop this. This, I forget how to read. But this was the start. What he promised, and what they did to us. We need the sky. Take us back to the sky.
Think on your own time. What's in there?
It's a crew logbook. Some of them thought the beacon repair was taking too long. They were afraid they'd run out of supplies and lose their minds to the decay. My father restricted the ship food for himself and the other officers so they wouldn't be affected. Everybody else had to eat the toxic food and hope for treatment later. The rest is a casualty list. A few mutinied over the decision. My father and his officers turned the mechs on them.
The beacon was fixed after a year, so the plan must have worked. Why no signal?
Those weren't the last entries on the casualty list. More incidents, harsh punishments. It's like they're cattle or toys. In a year, all the male crew members are flagged as exiled or dead. They separated out the women, assigned them to officers like pets. And after the beacon is fixed, the officers appear in the casualties too. After. My father took control and didn't stop it.
Anything in there about whether the effects of the toxic food can be treated?
Nothing. But it seems like the right call. If everyone gets it, who's left to fix the beacon? You'd never get out. But they did fix it. And the signal wasn't sent until now. I'm starting to see why.
Does it say why he separated the men and the women? Or is it as bad as it seems?
No, it turns to gibberish. Maybe the men got violent early on, but from the state of this place, I'd say the Hunter thing is recent. What he allowed here, Shepard, I don't see any justification.
We haven't seen any other officers. He killed them?
There were 5 after the crash. Medical, engineering, bridge staff. Should have had no problem fixing the beacon and keeping people safe. All killed within the same week. About a month after the beacon was repaired.
So why call for help now?
The surviving males are changing. Everything he did is coming back to bite him in the ass. 9 years. Why didn't he set it right? I need to find this man.
Okay, it's pretty clear what's happening now. Jacob's father, who apparently has a few issues, decided to take advantage of the situation. And since...
On it!
Oh yeah, sent Tally over there to blow up. But she's fine.
This is Captain Ronald Taylor. Thank God you're here. My girl went insane. I only just got free.
God damn it. It's really him. Just got free. He's covering his ass.
It looks like the old bodies were posed like a warning. The newer bodies were just left wherever they fell.
The hunters started fighting back.
Authorized for lethal force.
Incoming!
Oh, my shield! His spaceship crashed, and then Jacob's father decided to take advantage of the situation, and he essentially uses all of the women that were aboard the ship basically as love slaves. He forces them to eat the local food, which causes them to kind of go stupid, and, well, they're a little bit too dumb to do anything about it. Meanwhile, a lot of the other officers, a lot of the other men that were on the ship, he kept them from eating the food, and it was sort of like a collective thing that the entire group of officers was taking advantage of the rest of the crew members. Now, a bunch of the lower people in the ship that were men, they were just cast out. And eventually the other officers were assassinated, basically, agreed. I can't believe that worked. So now it's just Jacob's father trying to rule over all of this. However, everything has gone to shit. These hunters, they call them, the men that were part of the colony that were cast out, have been surviving. They can't really think straight, but they're capable of surviving. And, well, they decide to fight back, and Jacob's father is essentially on the run. He's locked himself down in his own little place, and basically he's got a seat of power, and it's threatened, and he's gonna die.
Can't target.
You're offline. It took years to train my guards. I'm afraid you'll have to fight them to rescue me.
Throwing people away. This thing is not my father. You're up! Lock that road!
Can't get a lock.
Okay, this YMIR mech is essentially the boss of this mission. Not a terribly difficult boss. These things usually aren't incredibly difficult, but it's enough of a challenge. Just stay out of its direct line of fire, and you should be fine. See, now it's dead. Now you have the other people here, the hunters, that you may need to gun down a few of them. And I think there is a few Loki mech around here too. That was basically all of the fighting you're gonna have to do in this mission.
I need to look my father in the eye and hear him justify this.
Looks like we're clear. Right.
Well,
you're here.
Get out of this
I knew
one,
a real
dipshit.
squad would blow through just fine. Sorry if the mech scuffed your pads. I'll get you something nice when we get back to Alliance Space. I've got to have some back pay coming.
What about your crew, acting captain?
Total loss. The toxic food turned them wild. They propped me up here in some kind of ritual behavior. Waiting for a chance to signal has been hell.
That's the best you can do?
You let all your people talk back like that? Who are you exactly?
Commander Shepard of the Normandy. I believe you're acquainted with Mr. Taylor.
Taylor? Jacob? No, not Jacob.
Why not me? Would 10 years of this look better to anyone else in the galaxy?
You have to understand, this isn't me. The realities of command, they change you. I wasn't ready for that. I made sure you were taught right. Before I left, I'd hoped to leave it at that.
I'm not biting, Captain. At some point, you chose to do this to your crew. You.
What was that moment? I want to know that there was an actual reason.
There was resistance to the plan. Mutiny. We had to take a hard line to keep order. And things settled down. As the decay set in, we made sure the crew were comfortable. Some even seemed happier. Ignorance is bliss, right? And they were grateful for guidance, like an instinct. Pure authority was easy, at first. Months in, the effect lowered inhibitions. They got territorial. Rank, protocol, they couldn't understand. We had to establish dominance. After a while, the perks seemed normal.
That's it? You created a harem and played king? 10 years in a juvenile fantasy?
I can't point to where it all went wrong. But when the beacon was ready, revealing what happened didn't seem like a good idea.
What happened to the other officers?
Anders found his conscience a little late to step back. He had an accident. Things got tense. End of the day, I was the one with the mechs. I got a little basic in setting examples. But I was kind to my people once things settled down. Seemed like I'd earned some peace.
You fought over people like they were toys. Things.
The stores from the ship couldn't last forever. You had to know this would end one day.
Dining for one can really stretch things out. Besides, I can think of a lot worse retirement plans than stripping down and joining the Droolers. That was before the Hunters, of course. Dumb or not, I'd feel it if they got their hands on me now. They want blood. I'd prefer to keep it.
It's all about you. Everything.
You didn't feel any responsibility to get out of here for the sake of family?
I gave him a good start. He was a smart kid and was better off not following me. We figured that out a long time before I took jobs in deep space. And after things escalated here, it seemed best to just disappear off the galactic map.
Till you needed someone to save your ass.
What triggered the males to change and threaten you?
This planet has some strange cycles to it. I've seen some plants around I never saw before. Odd weather. Maybe some just adapted a little too well.
And if you treat them like animals, big shock. They become animals.
We can help these people. Cerberus can have ships here in days and pull everyone out.
He's not worth the fuel to haul him out or the air he's breathing. He's damn lucky I don't think he's even worth pulling the trigger. I don't know who you are, because you're not any father I remember.
Maybe we go arrange pickup for the rest of the survivors while the acting captain deals with the hole we punched through his mechs.
Now wait, I'm supposed to get rescued. The crazy ones, you don't know what they'll do to me.
I think we've got a pretty good idea.
My father was a different man, Shepard. A good man. Wish I'd found him.
Jacob!
You were a better man dead. As far as I'm concerned, you still are.
Jacob!
Just leaving him behind. Oh! You didn't think I was gonna let him get away with that shit, did you? Of course not. And now he's dead, and I'm happy about it. And that's the end of the mission and the end of this episode. So, in the next episode, I think we have a plot point that we're gonna have to take care of. So, tune in for that one.